Hello, welcome to another edition of Bits and Banter. And as ever, we are going to discuss last night's humdinger, Punjab versus Rajasthan Royals. I mean, before we get into it, just a small recap of the match. Punjab, in its 20 overs, scored 221 for 6, with Rahul leading with 91 and Huda's blitzkrieg with 64. But
64.
Rajasthan 64 rather, and
Yeah.
Rajasthan Royals they were in the match till the last ball, but they eventually fell short by 4 runs. They scored 217 for 7 with Sanju Samson scoring 119. It was one of those amazing matches where both the teams had the chance till the last delivery. I mean,
Exactly.
Jitendra, you are a card carrying member of Rajasthan's fan club. How does it feel to be on the
Thanks.
losing side despite being pretty close to winning it?
Well, I enjoyed the match thoroughly. As in, forget about winning and losing. As in, it was a game that had everything. Like it had a number of drop catches. It had sheer brilliance of a couple of new rookie bowlers on
Exactly.
each side, and
Exactly.
brilliance from both the captains from either side. So it was kind of a mix and match game, but I really enjoyed it till, because again we didn't know after such a so many runs being scored who would be the winner, and then the calm and composed Sanju Samson till the last ball. He was not under any sort of panic. He knew that he can take it through. So that was
Yeah,
something very assuring.
exactly. I mean, we'll get to the last point right at the start.
Yes.
I mean, was Sanju Samson right in not going for that single, not taking that single, and trying to hog the strike himself? Was it right? Was it a
I
right decision?
I think he was, because he was hitting it so well, and with Chris Morris, who had faced 4 balls, he was not able to hit at all. So there was if out of the two, the one person who could win the match for Rajasthan was Sanju Samson,
Exactly.
and
You said it right, because Sanju Samson had hit 7 sixes till then. So the form was
exactly,
with him, the rhythm was with him. It was one of those things that you kind of take a chance. Unfortunately for Rajasthan Royals, it didn't come out, but he was pretty right in taking that decision. In fact, just
exactly.
a couple of yards further, that would have won the match for
That
Rajasthan
that would have
Royals.
been, yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
it was right that he was backing himself, and I think Sangakkara himself, I mean, Sangakkara, who is the director of Rajasthan Royals,
Mhm,
who also
mhm.
kind of credited Sanju Samson for backing him there. So, but yeah, I mean, that's one of those things that didn't happen for Rajasthan Royals. But what do you think? Yeah, I mean, the batting was pretty good, but I think their bowling is a bit of a concern for Rajasthan. Early days, but still, I can see, because except for I mean, Sanju Samson, Manan Ora, and another person, only
And
three of them,
Josh Butler,
Josh Butler, only three of them didn't bowl, but the rest had a bowl.
exactly.
But the bowling attack didn't look all that impressive, or at least didn't have the teeth.
I'm not able to understand this puzzle of 1 over. As in, their lead or most experienced person, Ben Stokes, only bowled 1 over. I understand he could have gotten injured while taking the catch, but if he was injured, then why did he open it? There was no point in sending him up the order if he was injured. So there was literally no contribution from Ben Stokes, and
I
at
mean,
the point wherein
yeah, good. So,
yeah, so at a point wherein every other bowler was going for 12, 13 runs and over, an experienced Ben Stokes, a couple of 1 over or 2 overs at max from Ben Stokes would have made a lot of difference, I think.
yeah, you're right, but they decided to go with Ben Stokes as an opener. So they don't want
Mhm.
to change that, because anybody else opening would have been difficult. But that's kind of understandable. But you're right about not using Ben Stokes as a bowler. I
Bowler,
don't know.
exactly.
That was kind of puzzling. But in general, Rajasthan Royals, if
Mhm.
they do, I mean, I don't think Jafra Archer is going to be available for the first half of the IPL, but they
Exactly.
are going to have some kind of a difficulty, because I don't think they have enough firepower in their bowling attack to contain,
Definitely not.
and they are going to play in Wankhede in the first half, and that is going to be very difficult. So,
Very
but
difficult.
Punjab, I was really surprised. I mean, KL Rahul, we all know, can play the big innings, though his
Mhm.
strike rate was a bit of a problem in the the last season, because he kind of tended to hog the thing. He
The
had big
strike,
scores,
exactly.
but it wasn't coming at the rate that Punjab would have liked to. So, but yesterday
Match
he was
that
pretty
wasn't
good.
match winning, yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
but I was really surprised with Deepak Huda. because I was expecting Pooran
Deepak
to come
Huda,
in, but that was an amazing innings that eventually clinched it for Punjab,
exactly.
right?
He blew everyone apart. As in even KL, he took off all the pressure from KL Rahul, who himself was hitting one, sixes every time when he would get a strike, and then then Deepak Huda was just amazing, brilliant. As in, so that
Yeah.
this is where I think the teams. The bench strength is forming for the international team, because that's when
True,
you see
true.
Surya Kumar Yadav's and
Ishan
Rishabh Pant's
Kishan's.
coming out of it, and Ishan Kishan's, and suddenly when they get a chance to perform at the international level, they are really great. So
Yeah,
and
they
one
really turn
one
off exactly.
one important thing that I want to talk about here is, like like last year, or like Sanju Samson and Rishabh Pant, we've been criticizing both of them for
True, true.
their reckless play game. They were really inconsistent.
Inconsistency.
Rishabh Pant has kind of gone to another level in last few months. I think this is the time for Sanju Samson to either wake up, or that's all, because otherwise he won't get any more chances now.
Yeah, but we'll keep our verdict on Sanju Samson waiting, because Sanju Samson has a tendency to score pretty well in the first match of the IPL,
Exactly, exactly,
then go off the boil. So let's keep up. It was a tremendous innings. But one thing that was
exactly. With all
really
due credit.
great
So,
about you started off by talking about young bowlers. Chetan Sakaria was one of the real happy
precisely,
moments for
precisely.
Rajasthan Royals. He was terrific because he took 3 wickets, 3 for 31 or something. So he was pretty good, and the catch that he took off Pooran was also amazing. So
Puran.
Chetan Zakaria is certainly looks to be the kind of player that Natarajan turned out to be in the last season, right?
Exactly. So I was slightly surprised. I thought Chris Morris would be the leader of the pack, and he would start off the bowling, because again he's the most experienced player, international player, and but then Chetan Sakaria, I was like, boss, this is gonna go crazy. If there's one wicket goes down, and Chris Gill will tear him apart. But then this
Yeah.
guy has good thinking capacity. He could bowl at right areas at the right time, which is good, amazing. As in lovely to see
Yeah,
such kind
such
of
talent.
bowlers
And
coming out
he's
of it.
then again kind of a Natarajan kind of a story. He comes from a very
Exactly,
poor background.
very
He
good
was
bowling. I
picked
read
for
that as well.
1.2 crores by Rajasthan Royals at the auction, but turns out for Saurashtra, and he unfortunately lost his brother to
Brother,
one of
exactly,
unfortunate incidents ahead of the auction. But still, this guy, he kept his focus and came out trump. So that was interesting to
exactly.
watch. And another fast bowler this time for Punjab was Arshdeep Singh.
Punjab.
He kept his nerve.
Arshdeep impressed last time as well. Arshdeep
Exactly.
was really good in the previous game as well. But then if you see another part as well, one team bowled 8 bowlers, and the another one
Just
only
five.
had just 5 of them, and they stuck with them. And both of them went for runs. Both the lot went for runs. There's no differentiating in them. But again, Punjab did not have any other option as well.
Exactly.
If these bowlers had any bad day, that's about it.
See,
So coming
unfortunately
back to
for
Arshdeep,
Punjab,
yeah,
they went with a clear plan. 6 batsmen, 5 bowlers, and they kind
exactly,
of stuck to a plan. 50 last 5 overs, each one had a single over to bowl. I mean,
exactly,
they kind of managed to hold their nose because they put up a good score right at the top. So
precisely.
that kind of helped them. But one thing that is worrying in general, not just for Punjab, the leg
Mhm.
spinners going for big runs, because
Plenty.
you had Murugan Ashwin who bowled 3 overs pretty well, but the last over he went for 20. But in general,
20
I was
runs, yeah.
reading a stat this morning where it said since 2020, the top 5 most expensive spin bowlers have been leg spinners in
Leg
international
spinners.
T20. That's a bit worrying. And now you had Shatab Khan, you have Chahal, you have Rahul Chahal, Ish Shodhi, and Adam Zampa among the top 5 most expensive. That is, I mean, do you think the leg spinners are going out of vogue?
I think it's T20 is about see and hit the ball. So then you have Rashid Khan as well, who is picking up wickets on as well. So again,
Rashid
that's
Khan is a separate
some.
category.
So, but yes, I think people have cracked the code, and I think they need to bring more variations now. Speed and all. Something needs to be done, because otherwise these guys are like sitting ducks, and batsmen, big hitters like Gales and KL Rahuls will come and tear them apart.
Yeah, that's right. So, but apart from Samson, who Shivam Dubey kind of played decent innings, but there wasn't anybody to back Samson.
Exactly. Exactly. That is a point that I also made in the when we discussed the team. Raj and I discussed, because there's if Ben Stokes doesn't click on a given day, there's only one player who is there to perform, and that's Sanju Samson. And apart from that, there's not a single
Josh
player
Butler
who can trustable. But then Josh Butler is an opener. If you're making him play at number 4 or number 5, doesn't make any sense. He's a opener. He came in. He struck four boundaries on a trot, and that's what an opener can do. He can just put you off right away.
Yeah.
Ben Stokes
but the
could not,
delivery
and,
to get Josh Butler was perhaps the delivery of the match.
Really beautiful. Yeah.
Richardson. But
Richardson.
if you look at the match, the international bowlers didn't do well from both teams. You had Chris Morris, Mustafizur, Jai Richardson, and Riley Meredith. So none of them had a match to remember. So it's only the local bowlers who came to the party.
So we had Riyan Parag, who could, was a surprise package for me yesterday, because I actually did not expect him to be a power hitter. I thought he would be more of an accumulator or sort of a player. But then the way he played was really good.
Right from the first delivery, 4
exactly.
3, and the second delivery was a 6.
Exactly. So that was really impressive. And again, it's just about one ball here and a few meters here and there, or one bad ball, and the match could have been, either side as well.
But increasingly, it is also clear that it is very difficult to get different targets at Wankhede. So going forward, all teams would actually would like to bat second, isn't it?
Exactly. There is a due factor as well, because if we heard KL Rahul yesterday telling Huda to throw the ball directly in the bowler's hand. Exactly. So due is coming into becoming
and Dhoni also
now.
mentioned, because toss becomes pretty crucial after the first match. Of course, that was the CSK, because that kind of looked lame, because the only match that didn't exactly look close was CSK versus DC. Other matches at least had a lot of close
interest.
Anyway, before we wind up, just a couple of words about tonight's match between MI and KKR. Jitendra.
I think now, both when all the teams have played 1-1 games each, they now understand what the pitch will actually offer them on the given day. How will due factor will work out. Now I think we'll start seeing more settled playing 11s with 1 or 2 odd changes. And I think this would be again a very interesting match, because KKR won it last time. Mumbai Indians had a close match. So it would be very interesting, and I'm looking forward to see Nagarkoti and Mavi play for KKR. Let's see when they get a chance.
I don't think KKR would make any changes to their 11, but I think Mumbai Indians. I think if De Kock is out of quarantine, I think he'll take the place of Chrislin, because Chrislin, though he was the top scorer with 49 in the first match, he was kind of held the momentum. He also ran out Rohit Sharma. I think Chrislin may have to make way for De Kock. Otherwise, I don't expect the Mumbai Indians to make too many changes as well. But as you said, it should be an interesting match, and we'll be there tomorrow morning also to wrap it up rather. Yeah, thanks, Jitendra. It was nice as ever to have you on our show.
Thanks a lot, Bala.
Bye.